Big Monday starts in a big way from the Meadowlands Arena in East Rutherford, New Jersey. A couple of top 20s set have at it. The UConn Huskies are 6-1. The Pirates of Seton Hall 11-1. What a way to start it. Hi, everybody. I'm Brad Nessler along with Bill Raftery. And Bill, you come into this one, both these teams riding winning streaks, 8 straight for Seton Hall, 6 in a row for UConn. But I think this one takes on a little different feel, doesn't it?
Well, you're not impressed with the early schedule. Obviously, the AD's taking care of their coaches. But I think as you get into conference play, you find so much more about your team. Your depth, your physical presence, and your maturity. And I think tonight, both will be tested.
Both Jim Calhoun and P.J. Carlesimo told us about matchup problems they felt they'd have coming into the game. And that's made a bigger problem by Luther Wright, the big fella for Seton Hall, being out.
He started to be a presence. They started to go to him on the offensive end. Unfortunately, he's off the flu, has missed 3 days of practice. Starting for him is John Leahy, who's an outstanding open shooter, a guy who's used to starting or coming off the bench, depending what PJ needs.
Both these clubs trying to go to 2-0 in the Big East, and a big game and a matchup tonight at the Meadowlands just about set to tip off between UConn and the Pirates of Seton Hall.
ESPN's NCAA basketball is brought to you by Buick and your local Buick dealers. Remember Buick, the new symbol for quality in America. By Subway, the place where fresh is the taste. And by Budweiser, the king of beers with that fresh, pure, natural taste. Nothing beats a Bud.
Just about set for the start of Big Monday from East Rutherford, New Jersey, as Seton Hall and UConn set to have at it. So we take a look at our Buick starting lineups. Brian Fair, a streak shooter, can be good or bad with Ali, Marshall, Burrell, and Donnie Marshall. Jim Calhoun, the head man of the Huskies, in his 7th season, 124 wins coming into this one. And for Seton Hall's Pirates, ranked number 7 in the country, Terry DeHare, just 7 points shy of 2,000. He'll get it tonight. He joins Danny Hurley, Walker, Karnisovas, and as we mentioned, John Leahy will start inside for Luther Wright. P.J. Carlesimo in his 11th season, 178 wins and 147 losses. The series record, as you take a look, 17-14 in UConn's favor, but Seton Hall has won the last 2, and last year they had a big one here of over 20,000.
They didn't think it was possible, particularly when I was coaching, to attract too many people.
Tried to get a couple thousand in here then.
But he has done it.
Terry DeHare, 7 points shy of $2 grand, and there will be a stoppage of play when he hits that 7th point. So Big Monday, 3 games coming up. This one couldn't be much better. Number 7 against number 19. And the Huskies of UConn.
Seton Hall man-to-man.
Kevin Ollie, his first full season as a starter at the point. We'll try to keep the Marshall straight for you tonight. Donnie and Danielle. Down low, Ollie with a score and a chance for a 3-point play to open things up for UConn.
Now, Brad, as you look at the Connecticut team slight of build, much like both of us, spreading the floor, you saw the great back cut, the pass on the money. That's something Jimmy Calhoun is concerned about because he doesn't feel he has the bulk to match up with these banging type Seton Hall inside people.
Kevin Ollie, the 6'3" sophomore from Los Angeles, has the first 2 points of the ball game, but can't make it a 3-point play. Here's Danny Hurley, who's played so well since becoming a starter about 6 games ago.
Look at Walker to the inside, right? Amazing. Great hold-off guy at 6'6", a terrific low post guy.
Well, that girth, he plays a lot bigger than that, and immediately a foul.
Says they're just testing the P and the whistle out there.
That's right.
Little nickel dimer just to get John in the game, John Clockerty.
So the first foul on Brian Fair.
Now Fair has stepped up his shooting from early in the year. They're very happy with the shot selection. Pretty good pressure. Of course, they go the length of the floor with their zones and matchups. And a pretty fair man-to-man team as well, UConn.
A lob down low. Walker kicks it back outside. Air works for his jumper. Walker got it back, had it rejected by Danielle Marshall. Here comes UConn.
Danielle gets a few. And he's wide open. They missed him.
Well,
Back screen, looking for the alley-oop. Duck in.
Donnie Marshall, baseline. 4-0 Huskies.
Keeps getting better. That's the matchup that PJ thought they would have. Donnie Marshall likes the low block, and Luther is good at playing a low post player. When he has to come away from the basket, Luther has his problems.
Here's a lob down low to Walker, and
another.
Again, it's stuffed back and taken out of the air by Marshall, his second block.
He's amazing, isn't he?
Wow.
That slight body. Last year I mentioned he reminded me of Connie Hawkins. And the Hawk saw me in Phoenix and said, talk to me about this youngster. You can see that all ball. He is an exciting defender.
Number 2 in the Big East in blocks last year and 2 already tonight. Burrell can't connect.
Tough match for Kanishevas, too, trying to keep up with the quick pace of Scotty Burrell.
4-0 UConn early.
And Hurley running the show, getting more mature and confident. You can't gamble on him.
The hair missed it again outside, though.
But defensively, when you're playing a guy like the hair, you don't want to leave him open for a stroke. Don't let him spot up and face. Normally nails him.
So Ollie, having stepped on the line, gives it back to Seton Hall with another chance. This time to Hare, loses the handle. UConn with a 3-on-2. Leaves it for Marshall. He gets it right back, and he's fouled.
Up quick now. The 2-3 zone and the trap. Carlissimo worked on it to get the ball inbounds and not turn it over. First time baseline, it works for Jim Calhoun. So you just can't simulate in practice what the opponent can do.
Marshall makes it 6-0.
Little 2-2-1. The difference between their 2-2-1 and others, they'll let the post guys come up. You'll see Burrell come over half court here, not afraid to come up and take the guy in the middle. A lot of guys put the front man, one of the guards, in front of the post guy.
6-0 opening run for the Huskies. Seton Hall fans looking for points. Karnashevas, tough drive to the baseline, and he got it to go.
A variety in his game. Usually a face-up shooter.
Donnie Marshall double dribbled. Took more than one time on the floor with it when he got the pass. And Luther Wright has checked in, battling a virus, though.
I thought they just introduced us. Lou, a crowd favorite here. And as noted, with the flu, they first thought it was a stomach problem, but others have gotten it. They think it's a touch of flu on the Seton Hall team. Going over the top, very effective against the pressure.
Hare up high, altered his shot over Marshall, and he missed his 3rd in a row. Fair's going to pull up for 3. Got it back and stepped on the line.
Brad, part of the philosophy if you're UConn is get up before that strong front line gets set defensively and take your shots. Fair, normally a guy that can knock that down. Look at that target in the middle. You notice Donnie Marshall come up to front him. Should open up the back line.
Hurley in some traffic. (6-2) Huskies in front.
Out of their pro set here. A little screen across for Luther.
First time we've gotten under 20 on the shot clock.
Can't leave him open.
Karnashevas had it blocked by Burrell. He got it right back and goes up with it again. Too strong.
A very ragged start for the Hall, but UConn frenetic.
Danielle Marshall feeling it. Took the long jumper. Danielle figures, hey, I'm blocking shots, getting rebounds. I'm going to take one way out here.
I deserve one. Nice step through, huh?
Hurley, nice touch inside.
Well, he's a confident kid. You don't get back, you're going to get punished against this team. See Burrell beating Karnishevas back.
Burrell worked to the baseline, and he's got his first pair. 8-4 Huskies.
Now, Bobby Hurley gets a lot of ink in the family, and Danny, a pretty fair player, and with time, not just on cue, huh? Hey,
Tossed it away.
He's good with the ball, folks, honest.
15:26 to go in the first half. Huskies by 4. 8-4 UConn early. Scott Burrell playing well on both ends of the floor, Rap.
Almost predictable here, huh? A little pump fake, and they had him, but he steals the basketball, blocks shots, and talk about foot speed. On the other end, after that play, beating Arteris and getting that nice little turnaround jumper, and he's got a fastball to boot.
That's right.
Slider.
Number one draft choice a couple years ago, the Mariners, and played in the Toronto organization. I guess he took last summer off, though.
Had a little arm trouble. They said he looked around in early December and said, my goodness, I don't recognize half of these guys. Such a young team at UConn. And he had to adjust somewhat mentally.
Played with some great players.
He sure has. Recently, Chris Smith, Cliff, Portland, Robinson.
He's got to take on a little bit more of that leadership role.
Here's that motion. And everybody's just thinking, what do you mean by motion? Well, they keep active. A lot of screening down.
Boy, Daniel Marshall not afraid to take the shot outside.
If he can become an offensive player, he's got the whole package to match up with that shot blocking ability as well as rebounding. Long arms.
Connecticut again by 6.
Can he get a call here if he doesn't be careful? That 5-second count. Now this is the normal Seton Hall set. Those shuffle cut and then a duck in by Luther.
Karnisovas found the handle and still came up short with it. Out comes Kevin Ollie on the run. Burrell, 3, air ball.
Great protection here, though, huh? All 3 back and a pinch on the ball.
The Hare still looking for his first points. 0 for 3.
If they had made some of those open jumpers, I mean, they're getting the shot they want in the open floor without the defense.
Luther.
Huh, with the right hand.
They didn't look sick on that move.
Now, under duress, I was thinking of the sickness. Tough to body him out. A big figure.
He's a monster into it. And they're going to get Walker for a push.
What did Calhoun say? Seton Hall always has a hand. Nothing the official can continually call, but they'll check you on a screen, make sure that you don't have a clear cut either to the post or to the ball.
Little bumps here and there all the way. Early, it's UConn shooting 50%.
Hayward in a banger, the kind of a kid that they feel can give some low post stuff. On the out of bounds, huh?
Burrell rattles it off the glass. Again, the backcourt pressure on Hurley.
Over the top, good look.
Boy, Terry DeHare is having all kinds of trouble. 0 for 4. And a foul underneath.
Thinking of 2000, maybe.
Maybe. A little bit tight. The foul on UConn. Super Tuesday tomorrow. Ohio State and Penn State. Funderburk and company of the Buckeyes as Penn State makes its debut in the Big Ten. And then we'll cap it off. Kentucky and Georgia in the SEC from Athens. That's all tomorrow night on ESPN. Terry DeHare. That's the way you started after missing your first 4. Barry one from outside the 3-point line.
He was just a little too close on the other one.
That's right. Way too close.
He can stretch your D, though. Help the big guy underneath.
Cormier goes up, left hand, missed everything. DeHare now, a one-hander. Cormier pushes it. Fair's gonna take the long shot. A foul underneath.
We're gonna give it to Luther, it looks like. Donnie Marshall. It must be great to be a senior and a good player. I never had to worry about that. But DeHare had a 2-on-4 break, took the shot. And even if PJ gets on him, it doesn't bother him anymore. He's able to handle it, cope with it. He's seen and heard it all. The loose gun when you're a senior.
12-9. UConn has led all the way.
Nice back screen, simple. Almost another goal on the inbounds.
Boy, Johnson missed it in close. Rudy Johnson had a gimme. Walker.
He's been working on that stroke, Brad. Known as a low post guy, where they come right back, don't they?
Marshall, one-hander.
They're watching in Washington State. Donnie's getting himself a little inside game.
Out of Federal Way, Washington. 14-11, Huskies by 3.
Not a bad way to beat the press and put Luther in the middle.
He'll give you a target.
Sure would.
Hurley backs up and buries one outside.
Just 2, I think.
Just inside the line. Hurley's got 4. The lead cut to 1.
See, Luther's given that nice play, made up for it. Gave up the easy post.
DeHare.
A little extra flair, huh?
And the first lead of the night for the hometown Pirates.
One thing about Seton Hall, their post defense is extraordinary. And Luther ignited that break.
Burrell trying to quiet the crowd. That one bounced and hit every spot on the rim and fell through for him.
That was unattractive. You might say touch.
I like it.
UConn liked it, more importantly.
Double team on Hurley.
And nobody posted up for him either. And all you had to do was post. They had a fast break, hit the foul line, and look underneath.
11.5 to go, first half. UConn still in front, but now by only one. Brad Nessler and Bill Raftery at the Meadowlands. 11.5 to go, first half. UConn in front. Luther Wright didn't start the game, but he's played pretty well, Rap.
I know you're a nitpicker, but he used the wrong hand to deflect the basketball. Should have done it with his right hand, but he was in position on the high side. And speaking of high, De Gea with a strong send it in.
Now he's got 5 and just a couple shy of 2,000.
PJ the teaser, huh?
Gonna make us wait for that one a little bit.
And Griffin in the game, pretty good shooter, and the press works.
Cormier comes up with a loose ball.
Cup's got some great penetrating ability, and the way they spread the floor, you might see him get into the thick of things.
Aha! Marshall goes up and has an easy one. Daniel's got 6.
I'm sorry, Brad. It didn't look like they got set defensively, Seton Hall. They were in a 1-3-1, and the back guy wasn't prepared.
Willie Johnson got a piece of that pass.
Oh, good
Griffin.
offensive player.
Hasn't come out. You better hustle back. Marshall lost the handle.
And Hurley took a shot too as he got in good defensive position. But they are coming in waves at Seton Hall. And the big guys are having trouble getting back and adjusting.
Luther Wright, 7'2", 270. That's the kind of presence he is in the middle. Chaka Ship is checked in.
Very proud of you. First time you look at that spelling, you're not going to say Chaka, you're going to say Chaka. A banger, guy that goes to the glass, and Tommy Sullivan, the assistant, saying he feels he'll be a good offensive player. They work hard with him. Another one of those wide bodies that they attract at the Hall.
So right now it's Karnisovas, Leahy, Hurley, Chip, and Wright.
Jump shooter, double down for a good shooter.
Leahy for 3. His 18th from out there this year.
Boy, those Irish guys can shoot.
We got our first tie at 18.
And guard.
Steal. Yep.
Real good balance again.
Hurley, tough shot off glass.
Well, he didn't hang around his daddy and their team without gaining some competitive zest. This is Will, the force of Will. Cup in good shape, a lot of banging and tagging, Big East style. The lean back in, kiss with touch.
Hurley was 6, goes to the line. He's going to be over his average if he hits this free throw. Luther Wright.
Now, how do you coach against that? That's a size rebound. Keep him out of there, guys. Of course, Bobby will be teeing it up a little later. Bobby Hurley with Oklahoma.
That'll be our second game on Big Monday. This is the biggest lead on Big Monday for Seton Hall. They're up 4. Burrell on the flyer. Fair. Tough rebound. Had it swatted away by Wright. And then Hurley picks up the foul.
Number 2, also, Brad, that's a problem with Caver being hurt. They don't have the backcourt flexibility. But that was the 1-3-1 zone again. Hurley's in the back. And you just don't, not that he was involved in the rebound because he was out in the corner. You just don't have people in position to seal off. Go to that glass strong and come up with some easy ones.
Adrian Griffin comes back in. Karnisovas sits down. The lob. Marshall couldn't handle it. Well, he can get up, though. And he's going to go right back up with a jumper. The hair clears it off.
And wisely trying to get Luther in the game a little bit now. Slow it down.
Ryan Fair's going to pick up Terry DeHare. Looking for number 2,000. Kicks it outside. And Griffin goes to the hole, and he's fouled by Danielle Marshall.
He's got some offense in his body. You notice if you saw Luther way out on the floor on the wing, his job is to catch it, give it back, and then screen down. That's part of the set. But with everybody denying, the hair driving, drawing some D, and then kicking it to the corner.
Scott Burrell sits. Donnie Marshall comes back in. After the line, Adrian Griffin, 6'5" freshman out of Wichita. Spins one up there, left hand, with the left hand.
All he's done is win up there, huh?
Yep.
Brings you back to the old days.
This kid was the 6A State Player of the Year in the state of Kansas. Gonna have to work from the line, though. Fair missed his first shot. I don't think he's shot since, Rap.
No, he hasn't had the open floor opportunity. Here's the 1-3-1 again. Sometimes you get a diagonal like that one, and then a post up.
You better get some serious arc on that diagonal, though, to get it over Luther Wright.
Well, that's one problem. The other is the wing people can run under it and steal it.
Almost got a steal there. Danielle Marshall. Donnie Marshall. Give it to a Marshall.
Pretty active. More Marshalls in this town than most Wild West cities, huh?
Got more Marshalls here than Gunsmoke used to have. Both of them have 6 points tonight.
Oh, there's a bump, but he shouldn't have dribbled. Griffin.
Said he was pushed into the backcourt.
Well, he wasn't banged too hard. PJ sticking up for his guy.
He pushed him back, you could hear PJ say. With 8:24 left first half. 22-20 Seton Hall.
Can't give it up that easily, can you? At half court.
Travis Knight's in there now for UConn.
Good shooter.
Fair. Yep, he's going to start shooting now.
And Jimmy Calhoun thinks Knight is going to be a terrific performer for them. Good deep shot, which he hasn't shown yet. Knight has an extra pass here.
For 2,000 plus. They'll stop things right now for number 24.
Well, you rotate. You can't leave him alone.
That's a way to hit the 2,000 point club, huh? Just bury one from the right wing, or right baseline. Jim Calhoun even comes out to say hello.
Classy gesture. He's watched a few of those points. Larry Keating, the AD on the right. PJ looks like he really cares. Now go win the game.
Here's how he got over the 2,000 mark. With 7:50 left in the half. Jerry Walker and Terry DeHare have been playing ball together a long time, Raft, and it was only fitting that one passed to the other for his 2,000 point.
It shows you the unselfish style of these kids from their high school days right on. Jerry Walker does so much to help people, and that time helped Terry and the Pirates with that assist. What a career. Amazing.
Only the third Seton Hall player to accomplish that feat, and puts his team in front by 2.
There's a triple screen down for Fair. Seton Hall's philosophy is to take you out of what you want to run, force you, if they can, into a one-on-one situation. Pay attention to the basketball.
Let's see if Knight brings Wright away from the middle. He did a little bit. Donnie Marshall.
Should have been a slow reaction by Luther.
Karnishevich got a piece of Fair's shot, but Fair got it back and put it in with a left hand.
Now Luther should have had the squeeze on the early one. The other thing that Seton Hall would like to do is make Connecticut pass it a few times and see if they'll break down and take a quick or bad shot.
DeHare wants it. This time, Walker's going to leave it for Wright.
And Donnie Marshall stepping under and Jerry Walker holding his leg. They've been able to dribble penetrate with effect.
See the knee wrap.
getting the feet set, and once again, Walker unsubbed. Jerry Walker, talk about being a load. He is a punishing performer on both ends of the floor.
Didn't play too well the first 6 or 7 games of the year. He's going to limp off, but he's really started to come on. New position for him to learn this year, Bill.
Well, everybody felt that the problem was Luther was in the middle, and he was used to roaming down low. But in effect, he had learned how to shoot the jumper all summer, and now it's starting to come around, as we noticed earlier.
DeHare works for a tough shot on the baseline over Danielle Marshall. Karnishevas got his man up, buried it.
Well, he learned in the corner. Scotty Burrell out big blocked one. Once they can match you pump fake, you own them.
Seton Hall by a couple. Under 7 minutes, first half.
There's that matchup, Marshall with Luther. He could get him in foul problems with his quick feet on that. That's a good pass.
Danielle Marshall trying to get it to Donnie Marshall and throws it away.
He handcuffed the other Marshall.
It's way too early.
And we got a whole year, huh? Little passive with the press, looking to assist.
Here looks to P.J. Carlesimo.
Look at the shooters on the floor right now for Seton Hall. This is what makes them. All 4 can shoot deep. And you got the big guy in the hole.
Here's Leahy with the shot deep.
Amazing.
That's his second of the night from out there. It's a 5-point Pirate lead.
Early ran into the pick. That's why he's on the foul line. Got hit in the head.
They call a walk on Kevin Ollie.
Legal pick. Kevin Ollie, they run that pick and roll, and he didn't look to turn the corner, something he's very good at doing. And Hurley paid for maybe not a good step in or communication.
Didn't get a lot of help from his friends, did he?
No, not at all. No shout. Darryl Christ, who had an injured shoulder in. Pretty good ball handler and deep shooter as well.
Christ will have to bring it up on fair.
I would go right at him. He hasn't been playing that much. Run a double.
They're trying to get to him, and they got the call. 10-second call.
Jimmy Calhoun not sleeping over there, huh?
So the Huskies can cut it to 3. Fair looking for a pick.
That pick's working, isn't it?
Ollie on the cutter. Marshall puts it back in.
That's almost like a design play now. Go to the goal, draw the forward, and the weak side guy come in and finish it off.
DeHare off balance. Maybe not the greatest shot in the world. Marshall pulls it down. Here comes UConn. Charge on Burrell.
Now, Ollie did the right thing giving up, but Scotty, a little back it off. Because Ollie will know as he grows, well, if he's going to make a mistake, I'm not going to give him. Good footwork, and you can be moving. A little soft, though, would you say, in the repeat?
Chris goes to the offense on the other end. Fair.
Look at the help.
That's too tough to try to get that pass in there.
He's a one-man break, huh?
Chris got through a double team. And it's swatted away by Burrell.
In with the big guys.
Fair drew the foul, and he'll go for 2.
A little dish may have helped that club there, huh? Brian had a few partners.
Don't forget, we've got more Big Monday action coming up. Number 11, Oklahoma, 10-1. Duke is unbeaten and top-ranked at 8-0. And we'll follow that one with UC Santa Barbara at home against Alabama Birmingham. That's at 11:30 tonight. So 2 more big ones coming up following our Seton Hall UConn matchup right here at ESPN.
Billy Tubbs getting his wish. He wanted to play him in Maui, but
he just wanted to work on his tan.
His toe, yeah. His delivery. Unfortunately, John Saunders and I were stuck in the gym.
Yeah, that's too bad.
6 days.
That is too bad.
It's not easy. Took a lot of criticism, but they don't know the pains.
Ryan Fair at the free throw line.
They can pressure Duke. I don't know whether they can be composed on the half-court set and things of that nature, but they do have some answers. Brian Saye, good, big, strong inside guy, could give Cherokee a little trouble.
Fair with 7. That cuts the lead down to 1. Fair will get a breather.
Nice hanging in half for UConn. I mean, they established the lead early. Now the press has got them doing some things and getting the ball back.
Early back in after being knocked loosey on that screen a couple of minutes ago.
Walker, the center in this set.
With Leahy, Hurley, Karnisovas, and Hare with ball in hand. The 4-minute mark. Hare thought about the 3, leaned into Burrell.
Great job, huh? Defensively, Scotty on the money.
3:57 till halftime. Seton Hall by 1. UConn was able to beat Seton Hall in regular season play. Went right down to the final points of seconds. And Chris Smith missed the first, made the second, and a 2-point UConn win. 62-60.
Guys are great to one another after a tough loss, aren't they? I used to console a lot of people.
You just waved at guys. Get out of here, right?
You're going home with another one. I don't have to talk to you.
You saw Chris Smith the other day now.
Yeah, he's not getting a whole lot of minutes, but learning the game. And I think with a nice team, even though they're losing. They're
now
just
with the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Pretty Town hosted the Final Four.
Pretty if it's not 10 below when you land. Rudy Johnson.
I left town without a couple of toes.
UConn back in front for the first time in quite a while.
If you're going to get calls like that against you, it's going to harm your press. I mean, you got to get away with a little thing. I remember Jack Ramsey at St. Joe's, but they always had a hand. They were always bumping you. And right here, the ward off, and then the assistants and the quickie. And you can't press if they go against you.
Cormier checks back in.
Give that one to Kevin Ollie if I heard the score properly.
Yep, his first. Seton Hall hasn't hit a free throw yet. Danny Hurley will try to change that right here.
In their Purdue game, it was the last time Terreno Walker played. And quit the team right after that, and a regrouping has taken place. I mean, a lot of things have been said in the newspaper end of the media about the program and Terreno, and he just didn't want to play anymore. And talking to the coaches and followers, he had just had it, which happens when you have established programs. I mean, every good program loses kids. Mine all stayed, incidentally.
We're looking for that education. The 3 by Burrell. He does everything pretty well.
You hate to say it's a compliment to your program when they leave or decide to give it up. A negative impact.
The Huskies back in front by 2. 3 minutes left first half.
It's a nice job. I wouldn't let them reverse it. Scotty almost came up with a steal on Karnisovas. They want to turn it over and lock you down low. If you don't permit it, keep him on one side, you got a shot.
Karnisovas. Was he fouled?
Yeah, he had the quail shot. Got it on the elbow. Drazen Petrovic plays here for the New Jersey Nets. And I asked him about Karnisovas, and he loved them during the Olympics. He said that they would drive and kick out to Karnisovas, and he would make them. And speaking of making it pretty good, it's our halftime guys.
That's right. We're going to be kicking it out to halftime for our Delta Faucet report. Valvano's Viewpoints, first annual Dick Vick Awards. Karnisovas, as Rapp was talking about, a member of the Lithuanian national team and won a bronze medal at the Olympics. Obviously very proud of that. Not too many teams can say they had a player in the Olympics and a coach in the Olympics.
Because in asking the Seton Hall people, coaches, I said, PJ said from Daly he learned how to calm down and relax. He said, well, yeah, a little.
Oh, yeah, he
things
really
have
calmed
changed.
down.
That composure of Charles Daly. And Mike Krzyzewski said the same thing, though, about learning from Chuck. There's that reach in. Didn't get all the way over. And reaching down, he's like a 5'11" guard. Luther Wright. But Mike just couldn't get over how he knew when to practice Daly. knew how to organize things, knew how to let them go, bring them back, demand things. And both Mike and PJ felt it was a great experience for both of them.
Boy, it's a pretty nice honor from two guys who are two of the best college coaches in the land.
Mike's got more flags than Ann and company, huh? People upstairs can't see the game at camera.
That's right.
Retired jerseys and NCAA banners.
They lost a lot of that stuff to somebody that broke in the place, but they got it all back, I guess. That was a great frat party. I don't know.
Well, somebody mentioned it may have been. Lean over on free throws. You know, John Chaney from Temple brings his team all the way back. Mostly end of the game situation, but he'll do it during the game. He doesn't want any lean over on a free throw. And after a play like that, you might concur.
Not a bad idea. Johnson with a foul, so now Luther Wright goes to the free throw line, shooting 53% from the line so far this year. There's what he's done, even though he didn't start.
He needs time, Brad. He's got ability. When you watch him in practice, he gets a lot done. His body has developed. You see how slim he is compared to last year, if you remember watching Seton Hall. He's coordinated. It's just a matter of being able to cope with smaller guys. That's where he has problems.
He's down about 20 pounds, and you can see he has distributed it in the right spots. Almost had a lane violation on the first free throw on UConn, and the second one there is a lane violation, and it's on Seton Hall. Terry Walker in a little early. So UConn can add to its 1-point lead with 2.5 to go first half.
See if they use this pick and roll for penetration. Nice help by Walker. He does a lot of little things.
Fair. Little strong on that three. Hayward foul. That's going to be 3 on Luther Wright.
A step behind, the reaction late, and it gets him number 3. Not a bad group, huh?
Pretty good all-star team. 3 of those here tonight. Caver has not played, a extremely bad ankle. That ankle's been a problem for about 3 weeks.
Unfortunately, during the holidays, his dad passed away as well. So in talking to him last night at their practice, he just has been a terrible year. Yeah. Emotionally draining.
Seton Hall can lead again if they score. Hurley will try it from outside the arc. Leahy got it back. Gracefully blocked by Hayward.
Great reaction by Hayward. They blocked some shots inside. 5 a game to the opponent's 4. He is stuck onto the hall.
Tough drive. With a charge, though. We're going to call it on Cormier.
Guess who got in position? Jay Walker. A field beyond most. Both ends of the floor.
Seton Hall hasn't hit a field goal in their last 5 tries.
They'll screen down for the hair. The UConn doing a nice job in their man-to-man. Good denial, disrupting. You know, the second time around, these clubs are amazing. They know every call by the coaches.
Walker can't get it from the baseline. Marshall up high for the rebound. Fair.
Didn't really do it. Nope. Not good judgment. But he had that poise, backed it off, and then put it in overdrive. We got Hurley with 1. That's number 3.
Boy, now there's some foul trouble, that's for sure, for Seton Hall. Hurley with 3 and Luther Wright with 3.
Probably moved Terry the hair to the point position. But this is one after a mistake by Fair. You want to get yourself in good position. Hurley trying to force the issue. And I don't know about it, but basically I think a reset was in order. And that hurts that club. Leaderless in a sense, because Terry's a scoring mentality.
The hair picks up the point defensively. And that one, Rudy Johnson just let go through his legs.
Got to get the glove down. Remember what they taught you?
Kind of a Buckner thing he had going there.
Oh, you're cruel. I was thinking of Yogi Berra on a pass ball or Campanella. Nice pressure here.
The hair fouled before the shot. Cormier's got 3 fouls.
Well, when you want to press full court, you better teach good man-to-man half court, and that's what Calhoun does with this team. And they have been after Seton Hall and cause them to bounce the ball out. You don't see that good chest passing, reversing the basketball. They've taken them out of what they want to run.
We've gone about 3 minutes without anybody scoring. Let's see if Terry DeHare can snap that. He's got 8 points. And if you missed it earlier, went over the 2,000-point mark on a 3-pointer. DeHare to try to go into double figures and break a 35-35 tie.
Seton Hall doesn't extend the floor much. They rely on good, sound, half-court defensive principles. Now, they've taken away that penetration. Well, someone, I thought Fair had turned the corner. They've done a great job hedging.
Danielle Marshall, the big guy, takes a long jumper again. Seton Hall can have the last crack at it with a 1-point lead.
The pop out from either elbow by the back guy. And usually it'll stay in Terry's hand. 10 or under.
We've had 5 ties and 9 lead changes in this first half. And Seton Hall looking to add to a 1-point cushion before the break. DeHare wants to do it himself, but does.
Now they got to push the basketball, get themselves a quick shot. Now you got to look for somebody.
Ali on the flyer.
I thought he had a pass in the corner, but he knew better.
So DeHare had one with just under 10 seconds left, and then Kevin Ali took it coast to coast. So we get another look.
Well, scoring too early may have caused this, but I thought he had the pass to the corner. He knew better, drills it, nothing but cotton. And they need Ali to keep going to the hole. That's their game.
As Ali goes up and in, 38-37, Seton Hall in front at halftime. As we go back to the studio and John Saunders. John.
Okay, Brad and Bill, thank you very much. 1-point game as we tip off Big Monday here on ESPN. When we come back, Jim Valvano will take a look at the first half. And yes, it's the first ever Dick Fick Award. You won't want to miss it, so stick around. Back with more in just a moment. It's a 1-point game at halftime. Now than it did in the past.
Well, John, I've seen football, special teams, specialty plays. So I wanted to take a look at a little college basketball specialty. That's the inbounds play. And really what you're seeing now is because of that 3-point arc. Right? When I used to play and coach, most teams went zone out of bounds. The ball went out of bounds underneath the basket, you went zone. Not anymore. Now you see Seton Hall here, in order to defend the basket, it's going to play man-to-man. That becomes a little bit more difficult when you've got your back to the basket. And as you see right here, you got the man standing straight up. His head, he can't see both his man and the ball. All right, that could be a problem. Right here, you see Burrell is going to set a pick. Right, he's going to screen, and then, boom, he's going right to the basket. Poor defensive man-to-man position. 2 points, a specialty play for UConn. It gets 2 points for Burrell, but it came about because of poor defensive play at a man-to-man set with your back to the basket.
All right, get ready for the Dick Fick Award. We're going to keep.
And defensively, I think they've been tougher than Seton Hall in their aggressive nature.
I think they got to be happy. Here they are down just 1 point at halftime. They had a big early lead, ran out to a 6-0 cushion, and you know, playing a place like this with a team that's number 7 in the country is not that bad.
Well, I think the thing with the offensive PJ, he's been concerned about how they've been meshing. And they've had their problems because UConn won't let them reverse the ball, and some of the problems there with the numbers.
Neither team exactly ripping the net from the field. 44 for UConn, 42 Seton Hall. The points in the paint with the Huskies with a big advantage. Danielle Marshall has really played well. 8 points, 8 rebounds, and he's rejected a couple of shots. So he's made his presence known inside. Terry DeHare, if you missed it, joined the 2,000-point club, 2005 as of right now. And those other two guys you know a lot about, Raft, and they're pretty good ball players.
Nick the Quick played when I played. He looks a lot better than I do as well. All-American, great player. And Greg Tynes was one of my captains, sensational basketball player, and now an outstanding high school coach at Clifford, Scott, where he just churns out sectional and state championships and county championships.
Here's Terry DeHare, who joined those two guys. That's good company.
Joining select company.
Steal right off the bat. Burrell's going to back up. Gave too much room, but he missed it.
good job eating the basketball. Did you notice the inbounds pass? They had trouble. The whole set for Seton Hall was not a good one. And then down the other end, not protecting or valuing the ball as Arteris had it stripped.
So the Huskies with the ball on the possession arrow.
You know what Connecticut does, though, and it comes from Jimmy Calhoun and his staff, they just get after you. They are relentless. They change your style of game, and it has its impact in victories at the end of every year. And right here, they're in good shape the way they're running both their offense and their defense.
Burrell around a pick. That three won't go either.
Up big.
Wright pulled that one away. Stolen right back by Ollie. Donnie Marshall.
Not good judgment by Luther, but that is the pesky nature of the Huskies.
PJ doesn't have the jacket, but he did have a sweater at halftime.
He likes to switch it around. I don't think those are his initials on his sweater, but everybody up on the offensive end. This should enable a pretty good trapping situation.
Hayward checks in for Donnie Marshall. 39-38. UConn back in front.
Boy, Jerry likes to unload. They got a tee on Jim Calhoun. He thought it was an illegal pick at half court. It was physical.
Sean Corbin didn't waste any time blowing the whistle and letting Jim Calhoun have that one.
Sean had those swabs in there at halftime. I'd clean it out the ear. Make sure you could hear more clearly.
The hair for the technical.
Chance for another one. I believe Walker was standing still and was a play on it. That's the second time that you've seen Walker. Calhoun won't agree. But he's standing there with the right to protect himself.
So 1 of 2 free throws in the ball. And we're tied again at 39.
Burrell really helped down on Luther. Took away the passing lane.
Karnisovas, nice pass to Walker. He's going to come out of that pileup. Ollie does. And Burrell pulls up. Luther right, another rebound. Now it's end to end. The hair. An air ball.
Karnisovas with the foul on the lean over. The hair with an open one, normally one to knock him down, and PJ looking on in disbelief. But UConn not as tall, getting up bigger on the glass. Challenging shots. Walker had an open layup. All of a sudden, somebody in his eyes.
Ollie meets Hurley at midcourt.
Little post screens on either side. Burrell has to be a little more patient with his shot. Rushing it and throwing it off on him.
He had 9 in the first half. This guy had 8.
Good
He's
cut.
off. Fair got hammered en route.
Well, you compliment your offense when your postman makes a move and you create space. Terrific cut by Fair, and Walker with the giveaway at the end of it. But right here now, you're dead because of the double, but what a bailout look. And Jerry Walker with the tag, just very creative with the cut.
Brian Fair, 6 rebounds to go with his 7 first half points.
Jimmy Calhoun now in the running for the Dick Vick Award as he works the sideline. Now you become a little compassionate with the rest because you know you want to stay around. You want them to do a nice job, which it would translate it means give you a couple of breaks.
He kind of raised the eyebrows there, looked a lot happier. His team is in front by 1. Karnisovas. That one may have been touched by Burrell en route.
Not a good look, huh? Ollie should have taken it.
He wanted to go right back to Marshall to return the favor and shouldn't have.
You know, Luther on the other end, when he's in the game, isn't touching the ball, so he's almost a waste on the offensive end. I mean, they're getting jump shots out of it, but he's got to get some touches. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of stamina because of the flu-ridden problem.
He missed the beginning of the game. Luther Wright didn't start due to that virus. Here's Fair working the baseline. Wright altered the shot a little bit and pulls down his third rebound of the half.
Now, he's not up as big as he should be.
Getting most of them on just size, as you said earlier, Raph.
He's got to bust to the, and they got to use him. Let him touch it. Nice pass.
Walker gets it the second time from Karnišovas. That's what he meant to do the first time.
The kid has a feel for the game, Arteris.
Burrell kicks out. Marshall, long range, got the three.
Deployment. I mean, that just didn't happen by accident. They create that space, get distance, and make sure you're behind the line.
It's his third three of the year, his first one tonight. Wright with a left hand. He does touch it on offense twice and got fouled the second time by Hayward.
He can do some things if he touches it. Impossible if he's not involved. You mentioned the target looming. This, a nice little jump hook, empty, but that big bulk and able to use either hand. He does have some spice to his game. Just right now, he is not quite himself.
After the rebound of his own missed shot, Daniel Marshall was trying to talk to the officials about the big guy coming over his back for the rebound.
He was dwarfed.
Talk about dwarfing things. Look at his hands around the basketball when he shoots this next free throw. Looks like he's got a softball out there.
Glenn Miller looking on, the assistant.
Look at that thing.
That is amazing. That's a high bouncer for him. Remember the old pink high bouncer?
Right.
Throw it at the stick, hit it off the curve, hit it off the porch.
He missed the second one off the porch. Here comes Ali on the fly. Burrell. Whoa! Luther got a hand on that one.
Hurley thought he settled in. He can be a devastating force once he gets into the flow of the game. And right here coming down, and Hurley not getting overtime, but that helps your baseline defense.
Came in with 28 blocks and swats this one into the first row.
And he got it on the way up. He was not at full height of that jump. Going to change the clock, I believe. A trim John Clougherty.
Everybody's losing weight except me.
Oh, you look terrific. Of course, you were home for the holidays.
That was a problem.
That was a mistake. Your mom throwing all those tasty things at you.
Yep, Bunny had too much good food around the house. Karnišovas in. Luther Wright will get a breather after playing maybe his best stretch of the night here in the last couple of minutes.
And they're going to yo-yo him because of his physical problems. He also had a brother whose daughter was married.
Yeah, my niece got married over the weekend. There was a lot of everything that was too much over the weekend.
I hope they didn't plan their honeymoon trip on your envelope.
Nope, they didn't come to the game here tonight. They didn't get too rich off me either.
UConn looking for some post-up.
Marshall, Donnie Marshall, that is. Rebound, Walker.
Now, he was the screen down guy and popped to the top of the key. I think he can do some damage down low.
Whoa, Leahy way outside. Has a couple threes tonight. That one's short. And Hurley, is he going to pick up his fourth foul? Yes. That's really going to sting. A backcourt that's shorthanded already. And it's UConn by one. In front, 43-42. Brad Nessler, Bill Raftery with you in a kind of a seesaw game, Rap.
Well, Coach Valvano, when he was at Iona, didn't espouse any theories. Then he won it all, and he comes up with the thought, hey, early in the game, it's important. The last couple of minutes at half, the beginning of half. And you can see, other than coming out of the blocks early, UConn and Seton Hall hanging tough with one another. And right now, not favoring anybody those key minutes. So you might look for the last 3 or 4 minutes of this one, where they've been matching basket for basket.
Seton Hall's had a dry spell from the field, though, in the last 10 minutes or so. They're 2 for 13.
1-3-1. After the timeout, try and shake them up. They're used to what you've been running defensively.
Burrell on the flyer.
Bad release, too. Of course, the step in by De Hair, effective. He's the back guy in that 1-3-1. think Tennessee years ago when the Ray Mears had a guy by the name of Justice, little guy who played the back, and it became a very popular defense. PJ at Wagner liked the 1-3-1, and he uses it as a wrinkle now. The early days of Seton Hall, he played it a lot more. But maybe to give a different look to the opponent, try and force them into tougher shooting situations or judgments.
DeHare holding his ground on defense, forced Burrell into his third personal.
Look at this denial, and Walker with a great back cut on Marshall. That was superb defense there. Unfortunately, Donnie Marshall gets hit with that one, but this is extraordinary to step up, shut the passing lane off. That's the key. Duke terrific at this particular aspect of the game. Donnie Marshall sensational. Now, in the old days, Alabama would say he did it wrong. He didn't face the ball. But if you get the ball, what's the difference, huh?
Luther Wright traveled before he got it airborne. So now both teams with a little bit of foul concern, as Burrell and Marshall both picked up their third here in the first 5 minutes of the second half.
Bruce Hamburger, who fills me in on the Seton Hall way of doing things, just thought the press was all they had to handle. I'll tell you, they've replayed well on this end. Patient, good judgment, making the extra pass.
There's that streak shooting Brian Fair we talked about. He's got 11.
Leahy should be able to get some shots off on Fair after they run some stuff. He's got a few inches.
UConn with the biggest margin they've had in a long time, up by 4.
Now Luther's got to go pin his guy and get inside.
Karnisovas got around Johnson, almost forgot to take the ball with him. .13 on the shot clock.
They'll screen
Down to
down.
7.
Nice double for DeHare.
And he buried it.
Pretty good patience. Excellent defense by UConn, diffused.
Nothing like working that shot clock down to 3 seconds and then hitting a 3.
See, now Leahy makes it a tough pass cross court. The size, the arm span. You've got to float somebody in between them. Get that diagonal pass on occasion.
Fair wants to handle it and does. Didn't get that one. Hayward, nice position on the rebound, and he's fouled by Karnisovas. It's going to be 3 on him.
Rather late. Should have just let it go. You live by that long jumper. I think they can get some stuff inside by rolling the post, particularly with Luther coming from the foul line defensively down to the box. Doesn't have those quick feet. You might get a quick hitter down low.
Daniel Marshall, a 6'9" sophomore, checking back in. Immediately got down low with it.
Seton Hall back man-to-man.
Fair mismatch in size there with Leahy on him.
They'll screen down and they screen on the opposite block.
Rudy Johnson, tough shot.
Rudy with a kiss. He was active, curled off that down screen.
48-45 UConn. Luther doubled low, a little strong on the pass.
Seton Hall a step off their game, and I think it's UConn, and they're chastising them and just getting after it.
So pesky on defense. You just can't find a rhythm. DeHare.
That's his rhythm.
Cleared off by Daniel Marshall. He's going to be in double figures in the rebounds the next time he touches it. Fair short, and Luther Wright with another strong board.
Got a spot up in the corner. So now with DeHare out there, he's thinking for himself. They really don't have anybody running the show. Nice look.
Right.
He's got to create at that spot.
48-47 Husky.
Got to make these big guys run on the wings. Get them up and down. Don't shoot the quick jumper.
Crowd getting into it a little bit. Daniel Marshall likes it out there. Wyatt Fair. And a rebound, Leahy. Seton Hall for the lead this trip.
Yes.
They aren't going to get it, but they might on the free throw line. Boy, that shot clock may never recover. It's still rattling around.
It never stops shaking. I didn't know whether the hair was going to give it to him. But in the open floor, if you keep running, good things are going to happen. He doesn't finish this, which shows that step off his game. He's not as fluid or as quick, but the big fella going strong to the tin. And that board hurts that caught him.
Donnie Marshall with his fourth. 3 of them this half. And the half is only 8 minutes and 18 seconds old. 48-47 UConn. Hayward comes in, and Marshall with those 4 will sit. Luther Wright 1 out of 3 from the free throw line.
Since he came to Seton Hall, he has been a crowd favorite. The coaches have gotten to like him too because his work habits improved the past year. And he's developed an interest. I think he understands now he's got a shot.
Tallest player to ever play at Seton Hall. We might have another lane violation. Did Karnisovas step in? He did. Lost his balance, and it cost Seton Hall a chance at another free throw. They have tied it yet again. Second time this half. 48-48. Next on brother Danny with 4 personal fouls on the bench for Seton Hall, and that really cuts in right to the backcourt for the Pirates.
Well, I was not known as the John Wooden of the East when I coached, but I would take the hair out of the game now if I were UConn. They don't have the head on the floor. See who can run the club for Seton Hall.
Burrell, 3.
You notice Walker never got down. You got to make those wing guys run. They're big. They're not used to being out there on the floor. Kick it around, make them pay.
UConn by 3. Wright doubled, still got a shot off. Danielle Marshall pulled it down and then dribbled on the baseline. I like this kid, though. He plays well on both ends.
Oh, he's got a great feel for the game. He's a baby, and that's what you forget about UConn. The quick shot gets the yank for Luther. And very fortunate to get the ball back, Seton Hall.
Walker, tough in there.
So when you go against mobility, too, it's a disadvantage to have Luther sometimes. And if he doesn't get involved on the offensive end, it makes it tough. The speed, tough to defuse.
There's the guy we just talked about, Danielle Marshall.
But of course, you can get shots like that because he's not in the game.
That's right.
Luther, a presence on that end.
13 for Danielle Marshall.
You know what happens with the young players too, Danielle? I don't think he believes how good he can be yet.
Just figuring it out now.
Yeah, just like he knows he's got some ability because he was recruited. He can block shots. He's active. But his offense will come as he develops a more certain attitude about the offensive end.
Natambu Willingham checks in.
Known to his friends as Boo.
Boo. And probably that's what we'll call him the rest of the night.
Forced into tough shots, Brad.
Rudy Johnson cleared it off. Here's Boo walking with it. That was a boo-boo.
It was, and maybe Cup's fault. Now, you say why? Sometimes you give guys a chance to drop kick it, and they will.
A foul trouble for UConn. Marshall, Donnie Marshall, that is, with 4. Cormier and Burrell, 3 each. Hurley with 4 on the bench. Karnisovas with 3.
It's tough to know who you're passing to, but you have to know.
The hair on top. Remember, the Big East in the 5-foul rule like everybody else now after those years of banging around with 6 personals to play with.
A little double, and Cup lets him free.
Tough off-balance shot for the hair. Burrell scoops it, but it's not a save. Goes right back to Leahy. And he'll pull up. Wow, Burrell was way up there. Griffin was over the top of him.
And without fouling from a distance, now Leahy, that's his shot. I mean, a lot of teams say, wow, what's he doing? But he'll make them. He is not feeling himself, which has been a liability for Seton Hall as well. But Griffin,
Way up there. Leahy's only 2 field goals are from 3-point range. Thought about one outside there.
Griffin can shoot the ball well also, but he's feeling his way as a rookie.
53-50 Huskies of Connecticut now in front of the Pirates of Seton Hall, and we're down with 9:20 left. There's Leahy again.
So Luther gets the shove.
Luther shoved to get position and picks up his fourth.
He's surprised. Just his body motion would move a few people.
His look
the rhythm
would move a few people. We've got college hoops going on now, and he's second in the AHL behind the great Mario Lemieux in scoring. So that's all coming up Friday night. 9 minutes left here. Burrell, three goes.
Well, they handle that beautifully over the top. Just can't cover that area in the back of that zone. But PJ's running the 1-3-1 to rest people.
The hair in traffic draws a foul.
And that foul problem, too. Another concern for Carlissimo. Jerry likes to go to the goal. He still thinks he's the scoring guard out there.
It's almost like he's trying to take things over right now by himself, but he did get a trip to the free throw line. Cormier gets a trip to the bench with the fourth foul.
Cup's got some excitement in his game. He'll wow them in stores. Unable to get the corner turn and be creative. He's got some interesting shot or variety in his shot selection.
The hair 3 out of 4 from the line. You see what he's done from the field. And he cuts into the 6-point lead. Now back to 5, 56-51. That 6-point cushion of a moment ago matched the largest of the night for the Huskies. They can try to better it if they score this trip down.
Good post defense by Karnisovas. I think they got the wraparound. Yeah, you can't reach down and hold on.
Now he's got foul trouble with 4.
I thought the hair has reacted well considering his incident with James Madison. Two guys going at one another and undetected by officials. And lefty Drizel not real happy, feeling it was a cheap shot. But when you heard from the different parties, cheap shots on both sides doesn't make it correct. But fortunately, he's reacted beautifully and great control.
Schiff comes in to take Karnisovas' spot in the lineup. Karnisovas out with those 4 personals. Here's the lob to Marshall. Walker trying to tie him up. Ball comes loose. Gets it and puts it in, and a chance for a 3-point play.
Is that team together? The bench erupted as high as Marshall did with his stick-to-itiveness to fire. I don't think when they came in here they expected to get away with this kind of physical play inside. And right here, Daniel, a fire burning.
To the free throw line.
Down and dirty. And that should be Seton Hall's game.
Completes a 3-point play. 16 for Daniel Marshall, and that'll make you feel pretty good when you're up 8. And a timeout for the Pirates who Seton Hall. They're down by the largest margin they've seen tonight with 8:22 left to go. .22 to go. UConn, their biggest lead of the night. Daniel Marshall doing it all right now, Bill.
Well, Danielle, you're doing swell. You talk about being creative, but not known for his physical strength. Ripping it from the Seton Hall guys.
It's pretty strong double-double.
And you mentioned earlier, Luther gave him a shot. He went over top of him. He's just hanging tough and slight of build. Watch those skinny guys.
You have to wonder when Seton Hall's going to bring Danny Hurley back off the bench.
Yeah, that's the next big decision. I don't think he'll wait too long, though. Next 2 months, unless they can hang around. They got to get some points quickly.
Leahy.
No legs.
Griffin swatted by Marshall.
The postman. Return to sender. Oh, good hustle by both, huh?
Ali and DeHare with a big collision right in front of us. Gary DeHare is going to pick up the foul. And here comes Hurley. Didn't take us long to get the answer to that question.
All that shot, yeah, you're right. All that shot blocking ability started this sequence. I mean, Day, we mentioned being feisty, getting after it, but the ability, the confidence. If your guy goes by, then somebody's going to present themselves, particularly Daniel Marshall.
Kevin Ali at the free throw line, 4 points all in the first half. He didn't score last year in this series between these clubs, and you see he's just about set to equal his average if he hits his free throw.
Now here's the gamble. Do you all-out pressure or do you do a passive one? Your personality is all out. Well, we won't know.
Griffin clears it off, and here's Hurley touching it for the first time in several minutes. It's a 9-point Husky lead with 8 minutes to go.
And this lets the Hair play off the ball, but look who's on him. Scotty Burrell, one of the league's premier defenders.
Switch up there.
They're looking for the screen down. They got it.
The Hair, that's the third different guy trying to guard him this trip. Walker, tough shot.
I thought this could have been a non-call, but the ability to bounce, something you don't see too much from Jay Walker. The sequence was a pin down for the Hair, who had dribbled himself into problems. And right here, the savvy. He's an amazingly intelligent player. He understands what has to be done, gets that angle, and tries to go right with the touch. Kiss, and finish for three.
Has it been physical? Check that mouse under Jerry Walker's eye. You get your answer. He completes a three-point play. And Seton Hall's cut it to 6 with 7:25 left.
Man-to-man. Now, Ollie should try and bounce by Hurley. I would try and be creative here.
See if they can foul Hurley out.
Within the offense. Don't have to do anything unusual.
Rudy Johnson, blocked by Wright.
Luther in the right spot. Nice read. Part of it's anticipation. Part of it is getting over, leaving your guy, having support. The big fella up. Big presentation.
Still UConn ball.
Little wolf and two, Brad.
You know it.
Look at these guys scrap.
Danielle Marshall, too strong. Luther can whoop it a little more.
Nice look.
Seton Hall can cut it to 4 or less. And that goes. The Hair's got 20. And the place is alive with 6:45 to play. Danny Hurley came back in. Jerry Walker was the guy that fed the Hair for the shot that put him over 2,000. You got another big one here, Bill.
Amazing feel. And what happens with Hurley in the game, how unselfish this kid is. He understands the spot up. Of course, the deployment is coaching. The rest, individual ability. But with Hurley in the game, now the Hair can play within himself. He doesn't have to run his show, be unsure, and force the issue.
The Hair's 20th point has made it a 3-point ball game. And definitely has the attention of the folks in Meadowlands Arena. Burrell buries one outside.
And the gamble helped him be patient. I mean, he can nail that jumper if he doesn't rush it.
17 for Burrell. 62-57. Huskies. The Hair leans in and got it.
He's got an offensive mindset. I mean, he's got the puppy set at breakfast.
He's got 22. 3-point game, 6 to play.
Seton Hall knows what they're going to run. They've seen it all game plus tapes. They should not gamble. Play good, solid defense. See the Hair trying to get the charge.
Danielle Marshall, one-hander off glass right, clears it. The chance of Luther. They'll go right into him on offense. Lost the handle. That one hurts.
Well, he had a free pass. He didn't get $200, but he got
didn't collect go either,
no,
did he?
Free pass, but the defensive play, Marshall almost denies it. Luther somewhat concerned. He knew he had an easy one, but Marshall deflected it, caused those problems.
62-59, UConn.
And that was Ollie trying to turn the corner with Hurley.
Little motion on top now from the Huskies. And Burrell for 3. The Hair.
Nothing there. Good read.
Showed some poise. Down by 3 with 5 minutes left. Oh, but Burrell comes up with a steal on Griffin. Fouled en route. Chance for a three-pointer, but that one wouldn't stay down for him. He will go to the free throw line.
Is that a lesson? Sleight of hand, known for his ability and propensity to pick you clean. Now there's a little egg on Adrian Griffin's face, all caused by this terrific ball hawk. Everything but the goal.
2 years ago, Burrell had 112 steals in one season. Doesn't cash in from the line, though.
Athletic family. Dad coached and everybody participated. Well chronicled. Empty.
Maybe a little bit tired. Missed them both. Luther Wright with his 10th rebound for Seton Hall, and again they can cut into a three-point UConn lead.
And Marshall cannot play him. Bad defense right here.
That was strong. Karnisovas, it wasn't good defense, as Bill said, but holy smokes, did he make a play to the goal.
Yeah, Burrell never got back and set. But Marshall, Danielle will have problems with Luther on the other end.
Fair, he's been quiet on offense.
No hurry and run it over and over right now. UConn's got the hammer. Just make sure it's a good one.
Donnie Marshall trying to make something happen.
And well designed, huh? Got Luther out where he's king. And the foot speed took care of the rest.
Donnie Marshall with 10. The lead is 3 again. Burrell almost had another steal. Karnisovas pulls up. Ooh, got his own rebound.
Wow, he got up pretty good. I'm surprised Scotty didn't get back in the play for the strip from behind. He may be a little tired. Didn't have a good defensive stand on the right wing. And
missed
then
two free throws.
Yeah,
too.
all of that adds up. Gives it all.
Fair picked up the 3rd foul. Luther Wright comes out. John Leahy checks back in. A little more offense from him. From the outside anyway, but Luther Wright's going to force inside with 10 rebounds.
That's his man, Sully, right next to him. Individual coaching. Sully, great player at Fordham. PJ just collected meal money.
Karnisovas can get into the double-figure column if he hits this free throw.
Tommy, for Digger Phelps, 26-win season. And then Richard moved to where the weather was nicer.
1-point game. Under 4 minutes.
Burley's presence, although subtle, has been a big factor. They're all in their correct spots.
It's helped get the hair back where he belongs. Well, and it knocked away from behind by Karnisovas.
Even the cut to get free, Scotty, not explosive. He's got the foot speed to get away from Artemis.
Ollie on top. He's got to watch a 5-second call out there, playing on Hurley. 9 on the shot clock. They're going to have to get closer than this. Maybe they won't get one off. Fair. Nope. Didn't get it off.
Good call, Brad.
Major turnover there.
Empty late. Just didn't recognize. I mean, the end was beautiful. Just should have happened sooner.
We are under 3 minutes at the Meadowlands. Seton Hall trails by 1.
Nice curl
For the lead. Got it. Burrell. Wow. And Marshall, they're going to wave it off. Offensive interference on Danielle Marshall.
I think they got him over the back, and I don't think he touched. They're calling a foul on this one, Brad. That's just gorgeous basketball. I mean, a lot of contact after it was all over. Jury going for the call, and that was magnificent. He is electrifying. What a swing, huh? The empty trip, the wipeout goal. With the ooh.
Here's a guy that gave Seton Hall its lead the last trip down. Jerry Walker, the 6'7" senior.
Do you know who screamed for Mr. Walker on that little curl?
Probably the hair, the way they've been playing back and forth all night.
A synergy.
Leahy out right in.
His presence takes away obvious things, that inside game. That was just a great effort by Marshall.
Walker with 10 this half, 12 for the game, make it 13. He's had a big, big second half, and all of a sudden, Seton Hall by 3. Remember, just moments ago, UConn led by 9. Ollie found an alley. Changed his shot around right. And who else?
Hanging in.
Donyell Marshall.
Stick-to-itiveness. You could have written them off a couple of times, huh?
18 points for Marshall.
Didn't have his legs.
When he squares up, he's pretty deadly, but when he takes it even a little bit off balance, he's been off tonight.
He gets in a hurry.
Yep.
His like to give it and reset.
Now under 2 minutes.
Carnation has done a great job on Burrell, forcing some quick shots.
Awful tough shot for that one to go, and Luther Wright another rebound.
Arteris, extraordinary kid. You forget occasionally because he doesn't have the flair of others. Just contributes continually.
So solid. There he is.
And with Luther out in the wing, it gave plenty of room for Karnisovas to work low.
Timeout. With 1:32 left, Seton Hall by 3. Now this one really has swung to the favor of Seton Hall in the last 6.5 minutes. They went from being 9 down to 3 up.
And it was done in a steady fashion. I mean, it was a nice substituting. Hurley, a key move, getting him back. Connecticut unable to get him in foul problem out of the game. But Scotty Burrell defensively got a little tired, made some mistakes. Offensively rushed some shots. He's got to get some composure. This is a big trip for UConn.
We saw Seton Hall the last couple years. They don't lose too often at home. Burrell, he has gone basically the distance.
And Karnisovas all over him as well. Hasn't been easy for Scotty.
Trying to get him with his hands on the ball.
He should be able to go on Luther with the bounce.
Donyell trying to get around that big fence post. Can't quite do it. Fair with a hook shot.
Oh, what a tip. I don't think with the Rudy Johnson.
Johnson picks up his 6th point.
Ooh.
He was way up.
He sure was. I expected it was Marshall, but he didn't rise above the pack.
About a 12-second difference on the game clock and the shot clock. Seton Hall by 1. What a way to start Big Monday, huh? Timeout, Seton Hall. 37 seconds left on the game clock. They'll have 24 seconds to put up a shot when we come back. 7 seconds left. This is just game 1 of our Big Monday, and you can only hope the second one we've got coming up for you is going to be as good. Number 11, Oklahoma, and top-ranked Duke coming up next.
And Jimmy, a chance to give this information.
Each team with a timeout left. Seton Hall's got the possession arrow and the basketball.
You can play good D and force them into a tough shot. You don't have to give the foul.
Even if they hit a 2, there would still be a chance for a 3 to tie it at the end. We'll keep you posted on the shot clock. It's at 15.
They're going right into their offense. A little screen down. The hair pops out.
The hair works in tight. Had it partially blocked. Walker got it back. He's fouled. That's maybe the last thing you wanted to have happen if you're UConn.
Their big bodies have been effective just getting people further under the tin, Brad. Walker with the front porch gets the guy a little further in position. You see the little bump of Johnson to reposition it. Look at him. Is he thoroughly involved? He's so upset not getting that one to go down.
At 245 pounds, he can move some bodies around, and he's been perfect from the free throw line tonight, which is where he is with 16.4 seconds left.
And he did it prematurely, Brad. He did it before the shot went up to position the guy for an offensive tip.
Perfect from the stripe still. 12 this half, 14 for the game. Adrian Griffin checks in. Luther Wright will come out.
Well, it's a forwards game. He figured the three if he makes it. So you got to get out and tag him.
7 free throws in a row for Seton Hall. Number 8 would be big, but he doesn't get it. And a chance to tie or win for UConn. That's the game clock.
Well, Scotty likes the big shot. He needs some penetration.
They've got a timeout left if they want to use it. Burrell off balance. He's fouled.
I think Walker,
with 4.9 ticks left.
well, that's why you love experience. I mean, he's looking around to see them run the play. He looks, he says, well, you're a freshman, you're a sophomore. Let me take over. And so far from the goal, able to put it down with the left, create some area, and everybody supporting, almost coming up with the steal, shove back, and they give it to Walker with the belly.
The only 2 free throws Scott Burrell has shot tonight. Remember, we were questioning his legs. He's been a little tired, and he went 0 for the last 2 free throws. But on the season, not too bad, huh?
And PJ has the big fella in there just in case a miss on the second one.
Missed it again.
Now they got to organize their thinking on the press, give the foul. To watch Danielle Marshall with quick feet come in a little bit early for the follow.
If this one misses, but it doesn't, Burrell hits it. It's a 1-point game, 4.9 seconds left. Immediately they foul. Only took him a second.
How smart are they, though, Walker and DeHare? Walker was only going to give it to DeHare. He wasn't going to give it to anybody else.
And the only guy he's given it to all night might change now.
And it's not because he likes him. He understands, well, he likes him, but he understands that he can do the right things.
Right.
Whether it's the cross-court jumper off the pass or the free throw.
Always seems to know where his teammate is. They've been playing together 8 years.
The active legs, and that's coming up, Brad.
Oklahoma and Duke, number 11 and number 1. But that's not before we get number 7 and number 19 done here. And we're 3.8 seconds left from that.
You get a chance to see the Hurley that shaves.
Terry DeHare at the free throw line. He's got 22 points. There's what he's done on the season and tonight from the stripe.
Right down to the most minute detail.
Even if he hits this free throw, UConn's got almost 4 seconds to get off a bomb to try to tie it.
See if they try and go to half court with it.
They got a timeout left.
Yeah, that's what. They didn't get up quite as deep, but a chance now for some last-second maneuvers. All the coaches have plays at this time of the game, and they work at them from the baseline, three-quarter, half, and sideline. And it's usually a quick hitter off a down screen. You see some occasional back screens and lob, but I don't think you'll see this because of the big people. Now, the Connecticut coaches are asking where. It's just about 10 feet south of the half-court line.
2.8 seconds left. Jim Calhoun with Huskies around him. The Pirates with a 3-point lead. One team is going to be 1-1, and one will be 2-0, and already that's a pretty good leg up the way the Big East has gone early in the season.
Seton Hall could be in the driver's seat with a win, but you got to think of the three-point shooters. Fair at 39, Burrell at 36, Marshall at 33. It's an interesting spot to take it out. It's difficult because you're going to go cross-court or down the sideline, so a pass can be intercepted if there isn't a good screen set. This is a case where the catcher can be facing the backcourt, turn, and take a dribble and still have time.
Still have time.
He doesn't have to panic with a wild kind of attempt. And Luther on the ball so they don't see the floor. Donnie Marshall, a little smaller, will have his vision impaired.
Brian Fair has the most three-point field goals made on the UConn team this year. Scott Burrell would be next in line.
Gonna have to get it in.
And Burrell almost has it stolen by Hurley. He's not going to get a shot off.
Terrific defense. Big East season has arrived.
The Big East has arrived. Big Monday's arrived. And in the first game of the night, 72-69, Seton Hall wins it. For Bill Raftery and our crew, I'm Brad Nessler. Now we send it to John Saunders.
All right, Brad and Bill, thank you very much. Seton Hall looked like they were out